Let's talk about guilt. I'm gonna, in this video, I'm gonna talk about just guilt in general in life and how it can be a huge block in our way, a huge anchor that we drag around with us through life, and how releasing guilt can just allow us to just beam and be so much more powerful and just enjoy life so much more. And then the second part of this video, I'm going to talk about guilt as it pertains to breakups and divorce or a loss, even someone passing away and having guilt. Okay, so first of all, let's start with some guilt, talking about guilt in general, and then I'm going to go into how it is with breakup. Basically, the core of guilt is when you feel deep inside you, it could be conscious or unconscious at a subconscious level that you are doing something wrong. And then it makes you feel guilty. Now, like I said, you can be sometimes aware of this, or it can be subconscious guilt. For a lot of us, it's subconscious. Um, what I mean by that is, for example, all of us, we come into this world and we have, based on what happens from the day that we're born, the teachings we get from our parents, from school, from friends, from society, from TV, magazines, from everything that we experience, we will start to develop our own belief system. And it will be a belief system that will have certain things that we will believe are right, certain things that we believe are wrong, certain things we will believe are good, and some things we'll believe are bad. So we will develop this belief system, and this will become sort of the rule book or the filter for how whether we feel good about ourselves or guilty or whatever. So let's say, for example, I am talking to someone, and the way that I have been raised, my parents will say that lying is bad, or it could be in religion, lying is bad. Some religions can be terrible, like in that they'll say if you lie, you'll go to hell. Okay, and their version of hell is like fire and all this stuff. Yeah, you'll burn in hell if you lie, cheat, whatever. Yeah. So imagine if I am talking to my friend and I tell a lie. Consciously, I might be aware that, okay, yeah, I'm telling a lie right now. But then subconsciously, there's that link with my belief system that what I'm doing is bad. And then I will, in my heart, or more accurately, in my subconscious mind, in my mind, I will start to believe that I am a bad person. Okay? So that's just one example of how seeds of guilt can start to be planted within us. And I've mentioned another video regarding this, so you can find it. It was recent. I go into more detail about guilt. If you're interested, check that video out. But there's two ways you can deal with guilt. And the first way is that you can try to stay aligned with your belief system. So if you believe lying is bad, then don't lie, okay? That's not a bad belief, by the way. There's a lot of beliefs that are really good. And as I say also in my other video, you can always tell what's a good belief system if it is based on respect, based on kindness, based on honesty, based on ethics, based on morality. Basically if it's not hurting other people, not hurting yourself, and that it involves respect and kindness. Those are generally good beliefs that um, are have stood the test of time and work very well in our society, work very well for us. So anyway, going back, so the two ways you can approach this is that either you stay aligned with your belief system, or if your belief system is not correct, like it could be that you believe that lying is good, And if you have been raised that way, then, or you'll feel that there's nothing wrong with lying. Okay, then perhaps what you can. The second option is, if you're not going to stay aligned with your belief system, is you'll go into reconditioning your belief system. Okay, reconditioning is when I talk about that. It's when in my other videos I talk about journaling, or I'll talk about positive self-talk. These sorts of things will, visualizations, uh, all that kind of thing will help you to recondition your mind and your beliefs, because beliefs are developed from thoughts. When you have a thought, it's just a thought, but when you think about it every day, let's say you're going through a breakup and you're thinking, "Oh, I'll never be happy again. I'll never be happy again. I'll never be happy again," and you're having these thoughts without even being aware of them. You're just like, just doing other stuff, and you're like, "Oh, I'll never be happy. I'll never be happy." And every time you do that, you're exercising that thought, and eventually it will become a belief. And this is why you have so many people that they're just depressed and sad, and they just have low self-esteem because they've been repeating the same thoughts in their head day after day after day after day for years sometimes. But the good news is that it's like going to the gym. If you stop exercising those negative thoughts, they will get out of shape very quickly. Just like if you stop going to the gym, you'll get out of shape really quickly. So the good news is that even if you've spent years and years, sorry about the construction noise out there if you can hear, even if you've spent years of negative thoughts, you can reverse it very quickly by just becoming aware, stopping when you're having negative thought, say, no, I'm not going to exercise this thought. And then instead of it, think of a positive thought. So thinking positive thoughts will do the opposite. It will make you more confident. It will make you more comfortable with who you are. And it's really good stuff. Balance at the end of the day is important. But anyway, going back to guilt. So let's dive into breakup guilt. All right. So that was just some quick intro on general guilt in general. And, guilt is, you feel guilty when you feel like you're doing something wrong. And when you plant a lot of seeds of guilt in your head, you can start to feel like a bad person. The results of that are, if you feel like a bad person, it can affect your confidence. It can affect, looking people in the eye. You just will feel ashamed. You will feel, less confident, more anxiety. So there's a lot of effects associated with guilt. You'll feel no one believes you when you speak. You'll feel that you can't trust people, they can't trust you. Alright, so guilt is a really huge anchor to be dragging around in life. How to cure or approach your guilt? Always with love. Love. You just look at yourself and you're like, look, I'm not perfect. And remember what love really is. Love is acceptance. So when you love yourself, and so many new age hippie, this whole movement of love and peace, and all these transformational festivals, and everyone's like getting all their and all this stuff going on. They just have no idea, most of them, what love really is. Love isn't about being happy, blissful, energized all the time. No, love is more importantly about accepting the darkness, the depression, the sadness, anger. You know, embrace it, accept it. Happiness is just an emotion. So is anger. But so many, like I said, so many of these new age spiritual people, they are just focusing on happiness, happiness, happiness. And if there's any anger, they'll look at it as if, oh, you've failed your spirituality quest. You suck. You're not spiritual. You're not enlightened. Oh, it's such bullshit. Yeah. Sorry, as you can tell, this is an annoying thing. But there's nothing wrong to be annoyed. There's nothing wrong to be angry, sad, depressed. If you lie, if you cheat, if you hide, if you commit what in your mind are sins or something wrong, okay, everyone makes mistakes. So this is how you approach guilt, is you forgive yourself. You love your imperfections. Love your perfections, love your imperfections. Okay? That's true love is don't be ashamed of your strengths, of your perfections. Love them, embrace them. But also don't be ashamed of your bad things. If you lie, if you steal, if you've hurt people in the past, yeah? Or if you hurt people now. It's okay. Forgive yourself, but then try to do better. Don't dwell and continue to make the same mistakes over and over again. No. Forgive yourself and then move on and try to improve yourself. Continuous improvement in life is important. Always be trying to improve and be better. So, that's 10 minutes on just general guilt and how to deal with guilt. And now let's talk about specifically breakup guilt. Whether you're the one who dumped your ex or if you were the one who was dumped, guilt when it comes to a loss, a divorce, losing anyone, can be both ways. Okay? If I dump my ex, I can feel guilty for that. It's more common that the dumper is going to feel guilt, but it's also very common that the person who was dumped, I don't like that word dump, but you know what I mean, right? The person who was also left or dumped will also face a lot of breakup guilt. And the reason is because obviously it's clear like if you dump someone you're just going to feel guilty because instinctually what a relationship is two people providing for each other, protecting each other, giving each other, looking after each other. That's the core of what a relationship is. Okay? At a biological level, that's what we're designed for. A man is there to protect his woman. A woman is there to provide for her man. Okay, so there's some instinctual things going on and when you break up, you're not going to completely just forget about all that. No, it's still going to be in there, so you're going to feel like, oh, is she okay? Or, oh, is he okay? So there's still going to be a lot of that instinctual provisional, whatever you want to call it, providing feelings that are still there. So that's one thing. And then there's going to be, you know, someone who was dumped, for example, feeling guilty because maybe they'll feel like, oh, I didn't do enough. I didn't appreciate this relationship enough. I didn't listen enough. I didn't do the right things. I was too selfish. I was too concerned with my own things. I didn't give that person enough time and energy, blah, 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 yeah? Look, people, first thing I'm going to say is if you really want the relationship to work, it will work. So when a relationship fails, whether you were dumped or you dumped someone, it doesn't matter because we subconsciously, that means we without being aware, sometimes when we're not happy and we can feel this relationship is not right for us, we will sabotage it. We will do what we can to make it end. Even though like we feel like we don't want it to end, but deep inside there's something trying to end it for us because we know that it's not right. So I want you to first of all trust that everything has happened for the right reason. Okay, whether your ex has left you or you've left your ex, just trust that it wasn't working. It ended for a reason, important reason. And look, if it's meant to be, they will always come back. They really will. But for now, I want you, and I don't want to say that to give you hope. I just want to say that that's how it is. Yeah. But if they've gone or if you've left and you have guilt, be easy on yourself, okay? Remember what I said is um, things happen for a reason. So trust that it has happened for a reason, okay? And don't feel like you did anything wrong, like you could have done anything better. No, okay? Just you have to live your life the way you are, and even in a relationship, you have to be yourself and live naturally. So if it wasn't working out for the other person, it's just that's it. It just wasn't working out. It wasn't meant to be. All right. Um, so there's that aspect of guilt in a breakup, but then I want to also talk about something else that you know links to what I just said earlier, which is that when you break up with someone, you start to think, what did I do wrong? I should have done this better, blah, 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 yeah? And there's this funny thing that happens, and I wish what I'm about to say was in all my videos regarding breakups so that everyone can hear them. But this is an important point that everyone going through a breakup should know. Write it down. Remember this. When you break up, from the day you break up until the day you start moving forward, you will start to forget the bad things about the relationship more and more every day. As days go on, all the things that were irritating, that were negative, that hurt you, that you were just not happy with, you will start to forget them. The only things that you'll remember are the good things. And this messes a lot of people up with when they're trying to get through their breakup or let go, because all they can remember by the second month is just all the great things about their ex and how amazing their ex was, and they just forget all the bad things. By doing that, you can increase your guilt because you will just be like, my ex was perfect. It was all me. I was, the one that messed up. And then you'll want to get back. No, you have to write a list. I wrote a list. There's nothing wrong with writing a list. It's not being negative. It's not holding on to anything bad. It's just, it helps you to stay balanced. I wrote a list of all the things that irritated me about my ex. And whenever I would have a hard time, I'd be missing her and I'd be putting her on a pedestal, worshiping her instead of worshiping my own life and my own journey. And I would look at this list and I would remember, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And then I'd be like, okay, let's get back on track here. Yeah? So work this list every day, add to it, refine it, edit it, make sure that it's full of real good stuff that it was true, that made your relationship, unpleasant or whatever. And if you don't have anything negative about your ex to remember, then you know don't don't be hard on yourself and be like, oh, it must be you that did something wrong. All right. So breakup guilt. It's very natural. It happens for the who broke up, and it happened for the person that was dumped. All right. And I know I'm forgetting something, and if I do, I'll just write it in the notes. I really should start making notes before I start doing my videos, but yeah, just don't be so hard on yourselves. Forgive yourselves. Remember what I said in the first part of this video, that the way you deal with guilt is by just love yourself. Accept that, hey, no one's perfect. None of us are perfect. So just be cool with yourself. Understand that what you're going through is really hard. Breakups are hard. So just forgive yourself. That's what I did. I had a lot of guilt towards my ex. I felt that I need to be there for them. I need to be protecting them, providing. How could I abandon them? Even when my ex would say that to me, would be like, how could you have abandoned me? You said you would never leave me. That was a hard thing for me to hear, but you have to, in those times, understand that that person is not thinking clearly. And if you're thinking that way, you're not thinking clearly either. When you break up with someone, it's over. You have to become your own priority now. You have to focus on yourself, on your own healing, on moving forward. You have to, it's a critical time for you to make sure that you go through this process in a healthy way, in a positive way. And your ex it's up to him or her to do the same. You're both adults. You both have to learn how to deal with this and stand on your own 2 feet. And so that's important. When you go through a breakup, it's over. You don't have any more responsibilities to that person. They don't have any more responsibilities towards you. It's called a breakup for a reason. So you have broken up. Focus on your life. Don't have guilt. If you feel like you've made mistakes and you've done something bad or something that isn't, deep inside you feel is wrong, forgive yourself. Tell yourself no one's perfect. We all make mistakes. And it's okay, all right? It's okay to make mistakes. Really, just from this point on, learn from your mistakes and try not to repeat your mistakes, okay? Try to improve yourself, make yourself stronger, better, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and beyond. Just, try to be better in every way, shape, and form that you can. Okay, guilt is a horrible thing to have with you throughout your life. So please, everyone out there, take guilt seriously, work on it, all right? And remember the techniques I have shared. I'm going to recap them again real quick. Positive self-talk, but the root is first be aware. Be aware of the negative self-talk that you're doing. I see it in all the comments that people leave on my videos. They'll say like, "Oh, I didn't deserve her," or "She was out of my league," or blah blah blah. That's all negative self-talking, people. You have to stop it. All right? So, positive self-talk. Find the positive in every situation that you can. Find the positive. That's the biggest gift you're going to get when you get through this is you're going to become so powerful so that you're going to see the positive in everything. You're going to find happiness in every situation, and it's going to come from within you. It's going to come from the way that you see the world. And it doesn't happen overnight, but every day just less negative thoughts, more positive thoughts, more love and acceptance. Be okay with yourself, the bad, the good, the ugly, everything. Be okay, forgive yourself, all right? And don't bury anger, sadness, depression, anxiety. Don't be ashamed and bury them, because remember, that goes against what love is. Says, no, you're welcome to be here, sadness. You're welcome to be here, depression. Anxiety, come, have some chicken with us. Let's have some turkey together. All of us. Everyone is welcome. That's what true love is. True love says, hey, happiness, pass me some orange juice. Hey, depression, can you pass me some of that chicken? Yeah? So that's true love. Everyone is welcome. No one is buried or abandoned. And we all learn to work together. Everyone's got something to contribute. Depression has its purpose, anger has its purpose, happiness, kindness, everything. All right, folks, I'm sending you all the best out there. I'm going to do another video now on how to attract the opposite sex. I might do it tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. All right, people, good luck, yeah? Let go of your guilt. Shower it with love. And just move on. Focus on yourselves. Your exes will be fine. Okay? Focus on you.